Burial versus cremation is one of the most common questions. I'm going to try to give you very briefly some very basics that can help you make a wise decision based on your scenario. We're not going to cover everything. The disposition part as to what to do with cremains after the fact, that's going to be a different video, so we don't make this one too long. So hopefully you find this helpful. And if I don't cover something that is important to you, let me know at the end and I'll be happy to assist you. So this has become a major question for a lot of individuals and families. What should I do? Should I go with cremation because of religion or simply because of the cost? There's definitely a big difference. So, what are the options? It really has to do with your family. If you're very close to your family and friends and they need closure, at the end of the day, when the time comes for us, it's no longer about us, it's about them. So, the funeral service is not for us. We are the ones that they're celebrating, but it's about what the family needs. So in this scenario, you can make a distinction based on how your social environment is. So we're going to discuss a couple of things. Economically, there's no question cremation is always going to be cheaper. That's why more and more people are moving towards cremation. But sometimes that's not an option for you. So we're going to go through the options in a moment. So let's go through the cost. This is for a full-blown service. You're going to see the simple burial and a simple cremation on the next slides, but I want you to see if you wanted a full traditional service, how it's pretty similar in most items and why the prices are pretty close. And of course, it varies from funeral home to funeral homes. Some items are going to be actually more expensive, some cheaper, but at the end, it kind of averages out to what you're seeing here. And this is pretty much the same for California and Texas. You can see the similar prices. So you're looking at transportation to the funeral home. It's about $500. Basic professional services means the funeral staff, overhead expenses. You're looking at the funeral director, and that's what it means by the basic professional fees. Embalming, again, about $1,500. Visitation, like the night before, usually 4 hours, about $1,200. The chapel service, the full-blown service, sometimes a mass, you're looking about $2,500. The casket is about $3,000 versus, now we see a difference, a rental casket that has the cremation container already included inside and a basic urn. So that's already there. And then you're looking at the burial vault. It's a lot more expensive for burial, but then for cremation, you just need a cremation fee. It's about $500 in most places. The hearse, the cemetery, you don't need that for cremations. That's $2,000. And then cemetery expenses, it can be anywhere from $8,000 to $18,000. Why is that? Because, well, it has to do with the location of the cemetery. If it's a very popular one inside the city, it's going to be a lot more expensive. If it's in the outskirts of the city, of course, it's going to be cheaper. But then it's not just the space. They're also charging you for opening and closing and the installation of the vault. There's a few other expenses, the marker and the engraving of the name and information. So altogether, you're looking anywhere from $8,000 to $18,000. Well, cremation for cemetery, if they just want a niche in a wall, or even a space in the ground, is going to be a lot cheaper, anywhere from $4,000 to about $9,000 on the cremation side. And then the total cost when you include both expenses, funeral and cemetery, anywhere from $22,500 for burial up to $32,000. I seen even higher. And then cremation, anywhere from $14,000 to about $18,000. Okay, so that's pretty much. Now, I want you to see the basic services that most states require from funeral homes to offer as a package, minimum packages. We're only going to discuss two right now, but these packages are pretty similar. Texas, California, they're about the same cost. So what you're looking at here is a simple package. This doesn't include embalming, the preparation of the body, the viewing, ceremonies, none of that. This is very simple. This is a very minimum that you can request from a funeral home. And you can see there's no price tags on each type of service because it's all included in the package. What it makes a difference is at the end. Remember, cemetery is not going to change because these are just the funeral services provided, but the cemetery is still going to charge you what they charge. Remember that a cemetery inside the city that is popular is going to be a lot more than one in the outskirts of the city. And at the end, because you eliminated all these extra services, then the ultimate cost is going to be a lot less. As you can see, for burial, it can be down to 14,000 to 24,000, and for the cremation, anywhere from $7,500 to about $12,000 in total. I'm sure you have a lot of other questions. We're going to have more videos. Feel free to ask any questions you may have.